Yo, what is going on, you guys? Des here. Alright, so I'm a little bit late with this, but I was gonna do this earlier or even yesterday, but I was really tired from just like I've been doing a lot of video editing and stuff like that, and then I stood up till like really late. So, and I've barely gotten any sleep as it is. I slept for maybe like 4 hours or 5 or something like that. Then woke up early this morning, watched some Nintendo. I watched the Nintendo Direct video, Treehouse, whatever they want to call it. But in this video today, what I want to talk about is Sony's press conference. Now, it was the last press conference for the day for E3, for yesterday, and it wasn't really what I was expecting, but that's not exactly a bad thing. It was actually really amazing of everything that they showed. So Sony mainly focused on software rather than hardware. They did, mention that, about PlayStation VR, and then they said again what the price was and the release date, and they said they want to release about at least 50 games for virtual reality. I believe I think it was by the end of this year, by next year, one of those, which is honestly more than what the Oculus has right now for VR. Now, I'm not really into VR that much, mainly because I haven't really tried it out yet to experience it for myself, but as of right now, from how much the thing costs for one thing, even though the PlayStation VR is the cheapest for price, at least price-wise, out of all of them, I'm still not going to be able to really afford something like that for a while at least. It doesn't mean I don't want to try it out though, because from a few of the games that they did show, I really am interested in now. Like, one of the things that really caught my attention was Star Wars Battlefront X-Wing Mission. Now, the thing is, it said mission in it, so does that mean this is just like one mission that you could just like do for now at least? It's just gonna be like an add-on thing to Star Wars Battlefront? Or are they making like a complete standalone VR Star Wars game? Maybe this could be like a little bit of a test to see how people react to playing Star Wars with virtual reality. Who knows? But the fact that you can put a VR headset on and actually feel like you're in an actual X-Wing cockpit and flying into space and into battle and everything, that literally just brought back my childhood of when I actually wanted to be in an X-Wing flying towards like the Death Star, something like that, into battle. Another cool thing that they showed, that this is something I definitely did not expect, was actually Final Fantasy 15 VR. So one of the characters, called Prompto, you actually get to play as him with a virtual reality headset on in first person view. His weapon is a gun, so you'll be in VR first person view, and you can actually, I don't know if it's the entire story just from his point of view, but honestly, it looked really cool. The fact that you put on VR headset and you're in the world of Final Fantasy 15, and it seems like an action game in a way, because you have a gun. I see them shooting at like one of the beasts in the game right there. That it looked really awesome. Now, one of the things that they showed with VR, I wasn't really expecting this, but then again, I'm not really a big fan of the franchise. I will play them though, because they are pretty good to me at least, which is Resident Evil 7. I like the way they started out by showing it, but what I thought it was actually, I really thought it was different compared to the other Resident Evil games I played. Now, I'm used to Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. I never really played or really got into the original Resident Evil from like Resident Evil 1 and 2 that was on the PlayStation 1. But this seems more like it's going back to its roots from Resident Evil 1 and 2, but in a first-person view, because from what they showed, you can use a VR headset or you can play, like on your TV. I'm actually going to download the demo later, and I'm actually going to do my own gameplay on it, and I'll upload it to the channel. But it seems like it's going back in time in a way where back in the Resident Evil 1, it's more like exploring, looking for like hidden things and like drawers and everything like that, going from room to room just to find your way to like maybe find a key to unlock a door or something. It's like that, but in a first-person view, so it makes it even more terrifying. Now, I'm not sure if there's going to be any like actual combat in the game. Maybe there might be some first-person shooting, but other than that, from at least from the teaser demo and what they show as gameplay, I'm not really seeing that right now, but we're going to have to wait and see more on the game. But so far, the game is pretty terrifying. Not as terrifying as the PT demo. That graphically was better and more terrifying, but it is what it is. So that was VR, at least from what I could mostly remember. But the way they started things out, so in the beginning of the press conference, I felt like it was kind of taking forever to begin in a way, because they started off playing music with this orchestra that they had set up. I was like, okay, this music sounds somewhat like, it reminds me of a game that I think I know what they're gonna show. It reminded me of something either like, I thought it was gonna be like Skyrim or something like that, then I thought God of War in a way. But then the music just kept going and going. Then you got this lady beatboxing, which was like, oh my god, I cringed at that. But to be honest, the beginning did take a little forever. But the first game they showed was none other than God of War. What better way to start off a conference with the one game that I seriously have been waiting for to play from the ground up on a PS4 than God of War. Now, from the I did rumors before about where the setting is going to take place for the next God of War. Now, it seems like the rumors were true. This seems very like Norse mythology type of feel to it. It starts off with a young boy. Now, I thought that it was for Horizon in a way. I thought it was like a different tale of like Horizon, like they're showing like a different part of the story into the game. But no, that shows this little boy running into this hut and then talking to this person that's in the shadows. And as the person comes out of the shadows, immediately you know that that's Kratos or some form of Kratos with a long beard. He has the same pale white skin, the same markings as Kratos had with the red marking all over his body, but dressed differently. He looks more aged, more wise. He's not as vengeful as Kratos was in the other games. He seems more like, he looks tough and mean and everything, but he seems more wise, and in this one he's actually raising a child, which happens to be his son. Now other people were saying like, oh, is this Kratos' dad, and then is that young Kratos as a boy? If that was the case, I'd be like, I don't know how I feel about that story in a way. But then again, this actually I think takes place in another like world pretty much. So I thought when I first seen it, I thought it was Kratos, just a reincarnation of Kratos. Now graphically for this game, it literally looked amazing. It looked beyond, actually no, it was beyond amazing how beautiful the graphics were in this game. It looked almost impossible of like what they were able to achieve with that game visually. Now when you see the actual gameplay in it, it doesn't remind you of God of War in a way. I mean, you see Kratos there and everything, but when they start like, when you see Kratos like walking in the woods following his son, I keep calling him Kratos, and again I don't really know what the character's main name is yet, but it reminds me more of like The Last of Us in a way. Just like, it's very slow paced at first, you know, unless this was just like the way the tutorial is in the beginning of the game and everything. It starts off slow, and then the combat comes along, and now when you see the combat, we're used to, in God of War, you're used to like the camera view being like at a farther angle, and then there's just like really fast paced hacking and slashing and killing everything in sight. This one seems more closed in, one-on-one combat kind of style, where it's very brutal. It looks really awesome, but it does seem a little bit slower, but in a good way though. The game looks, it's God of War pretty much, but like it's a new God of War, and it's something I'm truly excited about, and I really hope we get a demo soon. I gotta try this game out. I truly wish I was at E3. I hope, man, I really want to go there like right now. So then another game that they showed, actually I have the list also right here. I'm not really too good with remembering things. Another game that they showed was Horizon Zero Dawn. Now we've seen this game before, we've seen it, other gameplay in the past and everything, but they did show a little bit more gameplay. They actually showed like the main character doing an actual mission and everything. The game looks complete in a way, but visually the game looks, it looks astonishing. It looks really beautiful how the world looks and everything. I don't know, for some reason when I see it, it kind of somewhat reminds me of Far Cry Primal in a way, but obviously it's like in the future's past. I'm not sure how to explain it. It's just like you got, it looks like the past, you're using bows and bow and arrows, spears, traps, all that, but you have future technology and everything, and these futuristic like robotic animals of some sort, and it just looks really different and like so much fun when you slaughter when you kill certain animals in the game, or robotics, whatever. They drop resources, and I believe you can use them to craft different things, whether it's for ammunition or for maybe clothing, armor, or for a certain mission that you're doing. One of the robots actually that you're able to take down in the game, you're actually able to ride that to get around places faster. Now they show the map is huge, it's a really big map. Now I was thinking like to myself, okay, there's gonna be fast traveling in this game, and if not, there has to be a faster way to travel because the girl can only run so fast. So I know for a fact there's gonna be fast traveling, but I also seen they're actually able to ride animals to get around even faster, which is another really cool thing. I especially love the different ways you can take down certain enemies. I really like how you're able to actually see the weak spots for different enemies. Like, okay, this weak spot is on the top right side of here, it's glowing bright yellow, and you can see what it's weak against and everything. It's weak against fire, shoot it with fire arrows, set fire traps. It's definitely a game that I really want to try out. It's different, it's new, and there's even a collector's edition with a statue. You know how weak I am against statues. I gotta have this one. Oh my god, I needed that. Now, this is a game that I was really interested in. Now, I never really played. I played a demo of Beyond Two Souls, and I played a little bit of Heavy Rain. I was really into it. I told myself I was going to play MB Beyond Two Souls. For some reason, I just never got around to it, and I still own the game right now. But now that it's actually on PS4, I might end up picking it up. But this is a game that's actually very similar to it, called Detroit Become Human. When I first saw the trailer to this game about, I think it was a year ago that they showed it, it was focused mainly on this one female android that, from what I could tell from it, it seemed like she was the only android that was able, I think, to feel and think for herself. You know, she felt like she didn't have to follow orders. She felt like she was her own person in a way. And I thought, okay, this seems like it's going to be an interesting story and everything. I really want to try that out. But then, when Sony had their conference last night, they showed gameplay, and it takes place with a different main character. At least, I don't know if this guy is going to be the actual main character throughout the whole game, or you can be playing multiple stories. But the guy's name is, well, the android's name is Connor. Now, it was very different in a way. I really liked what they showed, but it was somewhat, in a way, also confusing. Like, let's say, like, what they showed one, and he's talking to another android that has a hostage and willing to kill her and everything. You, the character, had to figure out, okay, what decisions do I make that will save the human? Do I talk one-on-one with the guy? Do I pull out a gun at him? Or do I surrender? Every decision you make can lead up to either something good or something bad. But in a way, it looked like you were actually able to rewind your decision also, which is okay in a way, but then again, like, that means that no matter what, you'll be making the right decision every time. Even if you're like, oh darn, I should not have done that. Oh well, let me rewind time and then make the right decision. Pretty much, if you played any game like Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, or even Life is Strange, then you're definitely going to be into this game. And it's something that I'm definitely going to play and give a try. Now, this is something I definitely did not expect at all, but it seems that there's going to be a new Spider-Man game made by Insomniac. Now, I wasn't really into the Amazing Spider-Man games that released on like PS3, PS4, Xbox One, all that. I played the Amazing Spider-Man 1. I did enjoy it. I liked the swing. I thought it was pretty comfortable. But then it got very, like, repetitive in a way. After a while, I was just like, nah, I think I'm pretty much done. But now this game, it actually looks really awesome. The fact that it's made by Insomniac, a company that I do trust in their games, definitely I'm on board. Visually, the game is beautiful. Compared to like the Spider-Man games of the past, the city looks more alive. You have more people walking around, more cars and everything. The city doesn't look dead where there's just like one or two cars or like 2 or 3 people in the whole freaking street. That was just a teaser trailer, but you know what? I'm already sold on it, pretty much. I just want to see more gameplay on it. So I guess we're going to have to probably wait until maybe Gamescom or next year's E3. Now, there's been a lot of rumors going around about this, but Crash Bandicoot is actually coming back. But it was in a way that I kind of figured was going to happen. They're actually bringing Crash back, but they're putting him in Skylanders. Now, that's okay thing, you know, like for people that are into Skylanders. But here's the good thing, though. We're not getting a new Crash game, but we are getting a remastered, built from the ground up. It's going to be Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and I forget the other one that they mentioned. But if you guys remember how Ratchet and Clank looked when it was remastered for the PS4, that game looks amazing. I still haven't gotten a chance to play it. And that was built from the ground up. Now imagine what Crash Bandicoot will look like. Exactly. Now there was a special appearance at Sony's press conference. Hideo Kojima made an appearance in all of his glory with a new game that he's working on called Death Stranding. Now if you guys remember when he was working on Silent Hill, we actually got a teaser trailer for that game that showed Norman Reedus in the trailer. Now, because he's not with Konami anymore, we're not going to be able to see a new Silent Hill game. So what I'm thinking, at least, and probably what other people are thinking, that this new game that he's working on is going to be a spiritual successor to the Silent Hill games. And it has Norman Reedus in the game. So I wish him the best of luck, and I cannot wait to see more on the game. So last but not least, the one game that they showed at the end, which really looked amazing. It's a new IP called Days Gone. Now, when I first seen the trailer for this game that they showed, I immediately thought Last of Us 2. This has to be it. But it's not actually. It's a new IP, something new called Days Gone. And now this game seems very story driven. You know, I like how the trailer seems to have lead us into the story in a way. But then they showed gameplay. Now when I seen the gameplay, it looked like, in a way it seemed to look like not open world, but just reminded me of The Last of Us and Uncharted. Now in Uncharted 4 we have somewhat of an open world-ish kind of playground where we're able to drive around and everything. That seemed like what I was getting from this game in a way. It shows the main character riding on a motorcycle downhill into this factory looking place, whatever. And I've never seen so many zombies before in my life. I didn't even realize that there was zombies in that game until they showed this one creepy looking zombie. Now the shooting in the game looks so comfortable and satisfying, and the zombies, there's just so many zombies. It looked so amazing. I really cannot wait for it. I'm more excited about that game than I am Dead Rising 4. And I want Dead Rising 4. But I want Days Gone more. Yeah, I want Days Gone more. Alright, you guys, so that's pretty much it. I'm not sure how much I'll be talking about Nintendo's E3 conference. Because mainly all they showed was just The Legend of Zelda and some Pokemon gameplay. But The Legend of Zelda, they showed a lot of great things in it. So I might talk about that in my next video. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. And I'll catch you guys another time, another video. Take care.